Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Gotta ask you, Janice Combs, how you feel about her? I mean, they alleging that she was, having freak-off.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak-offs, and he knew Miss Combs, and he knew about her and her freak-offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers and athletes.
50 Cent has announced that Season 2 of his Diddy documentary, Sean Diddy Combs, The Reckoning, is coming soon. This season will focus on Janice Combs, who played a significant role in shaping Diddy's career and the operations of Bad Boy Entertainment. While Netflix did not feature this material in Season 1, 50 Cent plans to release it directly on YouTube, giving fans access to new perspectives and previously unseen content.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Hold on, let me introduce you to my mom, called Ma Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
The story begins with Diddy's early life. In the Netflix documentary, childhood friend Tim Patterson shared that Diddy's father, a well-known figure in Harlem, was killed when Diddy was very young. After his father's death, his mother, Janice, took charge, managing the household and turning it into a place where influential people often gathered. It was at these gatherings that Diddy was first exposed to the adult worlds of business, influence, and reputation, and his neighborhood was well aware of the activity taking place in their home.
Diddy mom, she came out defending her son, man. How you feel about that? She made a comment saying that he's not a monster.
I guess this is my newfound career, so I'm going to say what on my mind and what I think, brother. First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she going to lie, steal, kill, and protect her child. That's what she's supposed to do. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You got to realize that. You know, he didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big-time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also Ladies of the Night, a prostitution ring too.
From early on, Janice was focused on ambition and influence, building connections that shaped her family's path. After Diddy's father passed, she devoted herself to guiding Diddy's growth and potential. In the documentary, Patterson recalled how their living room often became a stage, with Diddy and others performing for guests, dancing and showing off their talents. Through these experiences, Diddy began learning how attention, performance, and influence shaped the world around him.
Remember when I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs? Mm-hmm. All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, that's what we were privy to. This was what we were fed.
Diddy's upbringing also highlights the strong influence his mother had on him. People close to the family, including Gandil, noted that Janice played a very deliberate role in shaping Diddy's understanding of attention, respect, and influence from an early age. These early lessons and experiences would later play a role in his development and eventual success in the music industry.
The man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put them down on the floor, not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother action like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them. That's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wore the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus complex.
The experiences of Diddy's youth helped shape the world he later created for himself, including the large, high-energy parties that became part of his public image, reflecting what he had observed growing up. Janice was often aware of these events, and multiple sources reported seeing her present at many of them, offering guidance and support that influenced his choices and helped shape the person he became.
But why you believe she knew about the Fricos?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yep.
That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm going to say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak off or no?
I think that she liked to party and she partied with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige. Or they emulated her. The blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age-appropriate, inappropriate clothing.
Gene Deal noted that he always sensed a unique closeness between Diddy and his mother. After Diddy's father passed, Janice positioned him as a central figure in the household, giving him significant responsibility at a young age. Over time, their relationship became highly influential, with Janice actively involved in his social life and events, guiding his choices and shaping the decisions that would later define his path and career.
A relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know. But they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off. She was ever at that type of party. But you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off parties.
Cassie reportedly shared observations about some of the unusual behaviors in Diddy's household. Janice's influence touched many aspects of his life, including family routines and traditions that stood out to those around them. These experiences created a distinctive environment that shaped Diddy's perspective and approach to life in ways that were unique and deeply formative.
Or the situation where they say he was trying to shape Misa into his mother. Can you see that? Like,
yeah, with the blonde hair and yeah, and all of that. I mean, Somebody
Really?
asked a question, what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom, the same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth, the same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms on the floor and while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh, damn, I ain't seen that one. Oh.
You never seen the Instagram video when he was talking about how his mom was still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip?
Oh. Damn.
And she was kissing him in the mouth on the video. And he was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms.
No.
It's a very, very, very weird relationship. It's weird.
Diddy's early life was shaped by experiences that went beyond a typical childhood. While he was young, Janice managed a highly active social environment in their home, with many visitors coming and going under her guidance. People who were around at the time described it as an open secret. Growing up in this environment, Diddy observed and absorbed the organization, influence, and power dynamics his mother managed, lessons that would later inform his approach in the music industry.
How you feel about, her? I mean, they alleging that she was, having freakos.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak-offs. And this guy lives in Georgia right now. And he told me that he was a stick-up kid back in the day. And one time he had robbed one of their spots. And he went back and he had got the money and gave them their money back and everything like that. And he knew Miss Combs and he knew about her and her freak-offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more of a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers and athletes. You could tell I could tell that Miss Combs at the time, and actually saw her like young guys. She came at me a couple of times back in my heyday, before the extra 75 pounds back then. And the reason I left Bad Boy wasn't only because of her advances, it was because I got tired of a lot of the bullshit.
Janice has publicly denied the claims made in the documentary. Despite the attention these revelations have drawn, neither Janice nor Diddy has pursued legal action against 50 Cent or Netflix. Observers suggest this may indicate that the story presented resonates with aspects of the reality they have experienced, even if they do not publicly acknowledge it.
Janice Combs is speaking out about the Netflix documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. In a statement to Deadline, she said, "These inaccuracies regarding my son Sean's upbringing and family life are intentionally done to mislead viewers and to further harm our reputation." She also maintains she was not an parent and says that Diddy never slapped her, as previously stated in the documentary.
Janice played a central role in teaching Diddy about business. While he is the public face of Bad Boy, the ownership of key assets has largely remained under her control. Interviews and footage highlighted by 50 Cent show that Janice acted as a gatekeeper for the label's finances and managed many of its complex challenges. Sources indicate that Diddy signed important documents at her direction not only out of respect, but also as a strategic way to protect assets and maintain operational discretion, underscoring the significant role she played in the management of the empire.
You think it's Diddy, it's Janice Combs. Janice Combs is Bad Boy. Man. You don't actually sign to Diddy. His name is on a dotted line, but you actually sign it to Janice Combs.
Did he ever tell you why that is, or do you understand?
Oh, now that I'm older, I know exactly what it is. It's a paper trail, so nothing can come bite me. If you come for me, you ain't coming for me. I ain't got nothing. You going to my...
So why does Janice retain ownership even though Diddy runs the label? In December 1991, Diddy organized a high-profile celebrity charity basketball game at City College. Before the event even began, a crowd surge resulted in a tragic stampede that claimed 9 lives. Facing lawsuits from the victims' families, it became clear that if a similar incident were to occur again, Diddy's personal assets could be at risk. This context helps explain why Janice maintained full control over the business and its holdings.
The 2000s and 2010s, Diddy was really prospering, music, business, fashion. And one of the things that he had said, what he alleged in the documentary, and again, this is an allegation from him, was that the name Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs's name was not really involved in that on the corporate side. And one of the things he's saying is the reason for that was to avoid having to pay any liability from, the devastating basketball game that had happened in the early 90s, where he was the subject of wrongful death lawsuits because of the multiple deaths that had occurred as a result of that basketball game that Diddy was behind organizing. So that was really, surprising to hear.
Yeah, that was a big allegation, because the families of the victims killed in that stampede, it was horrible. We're talking about December 28th, 1991. Combs, fellow rapper Heavy D, they hosted this charity basketball game. The game took place at the gymnasium of the City College of New York. And according to the New York Daily News, before the basketball game started, people who weren't let inside, they broke a window, swarmed toward the entrance of the gym, all went down a staircase. The doors at the bottom of those stairs open towards the stairs, not towards the gym. So once a crowd got down there, they couldn't get the doors open and people started being crushed. 9 people died. Dozens of others were injured. And there were no criminal charges that were ever filed against anyone for the stampede, but multiple families and injured victims, they filed.
Gene Deal, who witnessed the event firsthand, noted that lapses in security and ignored warnings contributed to the tragedy. Many observers believe that Diddy bears responsibility for the outcome, highlighting the serious responsibilities that come with managing large events and wielding influence. The incident serves as a reminder of the weight of accountability that accompanies power.
That's City College. You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits, the Rockwilders. You understand? We had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people going to get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there, and they coming through the front door so people see them. So they going to go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front. And it caused the door to be bum rushed. But if they had the gates up, if they had the dogs, and with the help of the police, that shit would have never happened, bro. That shit would have never happened. I was there. I saw it. I saw Jessica run down the steps after she grabbed the money box because my man Eddie was protecting her. And Eddie's the one called me on the walkie-talkie and said, yo, Jessica just locked me in outside the gym, Gene. You couldn't go down the steps after they bum rushed the door. You understand? I had to run around the whole gym on the outside, around the gym, down the steps, run across the basketball court, and open the front door. When I opened that one door, because it pushed inside, people start squeezing through that. Then I just kept doing the doors, and people was coming in there, falling dead, right out, just falling out right there. And once they got in there, they just fell out. It was crazy, bro. He just wanted us to do inside the gym to make sure that nobody, be over the celebrities like that. That's what he wanted my team to do. But most of the celebrities going to have their own security anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was just a way to cut our security off anyway. So he cut the security and he got the FOIs, and the FOIs left their post, and that's how the people bum rushed the door, and 9 people died by going down those corridors.
and you blame Diddy for that.
Yeah, I do.
And I know the freak offs that his son is there. Like it seems like he likes to get down with his kids.
Yeah. But that wasn't all. Just the to hear Little Rod say, like, the boys were around. Roger Bonds talked about the children as well. What kind of parenting relationship is that? But then again, that goes back to the conversation of Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. It was all known that she was spotted in them streets with Justin, and then she was spotted in them streets with Diddy, and they all tried to sit there and pretend like that wasn't what it was. Like, I don't know if anybody has not noticed, but ever since Diddy got pinched, they've all been trying to pretend like all of the stuff that we've seen that happened, that they was all involved and didn't happen.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
Off my back. I'm aware. As long as you wear, be with it. I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
Combs' sons Justin and Christian are teasing a new docuseries about their family. Justin and Christian King Combs appear in a new trailer released December 28th to Instagram by Zeus Network's founder. In the trailer, Justin and Christian sit on a couch in a screening room while a series of headlines about their father cycle on screen. At the end of the trailer, Justin's phone vibrates and he answers a collect call from the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute, where Combs is currently behind bars. No release date for the docuseries is given, though the teaser says viewers can expect it at some point in 2026. Combs shares Justin with ex-Misa Hilton and Christian with the late Kim Porter. The rapper is also dad to 34-year-old son Quincy and daughters Chance, 19, twins Delilah and Jesse, also 19, and Love, who is 3 years old. Combs was transferred to Fort Dix from the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York in late October after he was sentenced to 50 months in prison on prostitution.
Diddy's sons, Sean and Justin, are also releasing a docuseries on the Zeus network to share their perspective and experiences. 50 Cent promoted the trailer on his Instagram, noting how the project connects with his own documentary release. Janice Combs is now at the center of the story, and while viewers may form their own opinions about the claims, it's clear that the family is carefully managing how the next chapter is presented. Fans are encouraged to stay tuned, as Season 2 promises new insights and developments that will add important context to the story.